Hello everyone, this is the Jenkins Platform SIG meeting. Today we're on December 2, 2025. Wow, time flies by. Around the table today we have Mark Waite and myself with a version. If anybody joins later on, we'll welcome them accordingly. On the agenda, I have Java 25, yes, again, and still. Container image updates for the Jenkins controller, container image updates for the Jenkins agent, the work in progress on images, and if we have time, maybe some things about Risk 5. Mark, is there anything I have forgotten?
No, I've just got
Oh,
updates on the Java 25 topic, so we'll
ooh,
do
nice.
those
Yeah,
when we get there.
you're the one I wanted to have in this meeting regarding Java 25 because you've been doing quite a lot of things recently. So it's no news. Java 25 has been released in September, so 2 months from now. No, yeah, no, 3 months from now. Wow, almost. So it's been available as a tool for most Jenkins plugin maintainers for a while because we were using all the access releases before even the official general availability was released. So it's been a while. We've been trying to compile Jenkins plugins for a while now, a few of them by ourselves, and we try to focus on the 250 most installed plugins. That's why you see the Jenkins PR tracker that is there. That's our attempt to try, without modifying anything, to just compile the 250 most installed plugins. And it goes pretty well, but it's been a few weeks since it changed. We still are 21% of them compiling without any manual intervention. But some of them definitely won't work until we change something like, for example, the POM parent to a newer version of the POM parent because it's necessary. We have to have dependency on a recent version of the POM parent in order to be able to compile with JDK 25 because that's all dependencies for older versions that can't cope with Java 25. And that's why we are still having some build fails for some of them. But
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised.
me
I,
too.
well, no, the surprise is I've got 220 of them passing, 225, I think, total of about 270 repositories, and over 200 that are using Java 25 in their Jenkins file.
Oh, already. That's strange. So my test may be flawed, or
Yeah,
we,
so or may not
it
have
must.
run as
No, they
recently.
were on this morning. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I'm
interesting.
wondering. Yeah, and you tell me more than 200, and the last time, which was with morning, my JDK 25 compatibility test round, I only found 162 plugins building with JDK 25, but in the 250 most installed plugins. What is your 200 and something? Is also part of the 250
It's
most
trying to
installed?
be sure that I cover at least the 250 most popular repositories. Yeah, the
Oh, so
repositories
some of
of
them
the
may not be in that list, or so. No, yes, no. Sorry, I'm not
yeah
very clear.
my list is not exactly the same as yours. I'm sure. What I did
Ah,
was I collected the update center counts
yep,
of installs
same
and
for
then
me.
mapped those to repositories and gathered about 300 repositories. And
Oh,
so that
okay.
way I made sure that I got at least the top 250.
But maybe some of them are not yet there. I don't know. For me, I'm just stopping at 250. That's maybe why you have more than 200. I don't know. But it's pretty
Yeah,
encouraging nonetheless. It's progressing.
but as example, the Strux one that shows up as a failure on your other report
Oh,
absolutely
how
is
come?
passing.
Of course, because it has been merged, and let's have a look. Uh-oh, so my first test is at most flaky, at worst just unusable, unnecessary, and particularly
Well,
flawed.
it
Yes,
just
it's
okay. So 2 weeks ago, Bobby Sandel merged it, and it is definitely passing.
of course it
So,
is.
but that's again something I don't know that I'm not even sure you need to worry about it any longer because now
Yeah.
it's at the point where the failures are becoming increasingly requiring increasingly more work to resolve them.
Oh,
So some of them it will be require an upgrade of the plugin to Java from Java 8 to Java 11 to Java 17, etc. So the last 10% or so are quite challenging.
okay. So instead of we working on my script in order to get things to work, I would just abandon it because it
Well,
seems to be,
up to you. If you're interested in doing it, you're welcome to. But my guess is what I've been doing is I've been working at the repository level with this set that I have, and when I find something that doesn't have Java 25 in its Jenkins file, I sometimes make a choice and work on one.
yeah, yeah. I saw quite a lot of pull requests from you. So working on that, I guess you're the main worker on this attempt to have our whole ecosystem to move to JDK 25. So thank you
Right.
so much for that.
But you're welcome to continue your tooling. I have no objections to it. It's just
If it works.
right now it's showing something other than what's actual in the
Yeah,
Jenkins repositories themselves.
I will have to fix it or just forget about it and claim that I never created that. I don't know who did that. Uh, Mark, is there anything else you would like to tell us about JDK 25? I just spotted earlier, too late, I'm afraid, because the PR was already merged, that somebody changed the documentation and said that Jenkins is now officially supported.
Oh, good.
JDK 25, sorry.
Right.
Because, yeah, it has been merged in Jenkins .io. So, yeah, I guess if it's in Jenkins.io, it's now official.
It is, right?
It is. And I think it was Adrien Le Charpentier who had made the final PR that made the Jenkins controller compatible with JDK 25 a few weeks, or was it months ago? At
It
least a few
was
weeks.
it was 6 weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. So definitely it is. What we're missing now is still the Docker, the Jenkins controller in the Docker image. There is no Jenkins controller Docker image compatible
Right.
with JDK 25 yet. But we had to do the agents first. And we had to deal with Jenkins itself being compatible with JDK 25 before doing the Docker image. So
Well,
if
and
anybody wants to tackle it, go for it. And if I ever remember it before going to bed, maybe I will try something. We'll see. But
so
it's going
there
well. So,
and there's certainly still more work to do because, for instance, many of the components that are contributed to Jenkins core, like Stapler, like
uh-huh.
Windstone, are not currently compiling and testing with Java 25 as far as I know. So we've got them. They're components that are used to assemble Jenkins. Jenkins itself,
Yeah.
as core, is checking Java 25, but there are plenty of components that contribute to Jenkins that are bundled into Jenkins that we know they run in Java 25 just fine, but they are not currently being compiled and tested with Java 25. So there's lots
Okay.
of work to do. There's still plenty, and then I've got to get it all expressed into the 2+2+2 Java support plan as a checklist. So lots of work, and that's
Got
it
it.
for Java 25 for me.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I learned a few things. Thank you so much for that. Now, nobody joined us. Yeah, so we're just the two of us for the time being.
I'm here.
Just wondering if somebody. Oh, you're here. Why can't I
Yep.
see you?
Sorry, I was
Um,
late.
no, no, that's not a problem, but you're not even showing in my window. How is that even possible,
What?
Chris?
Okay. I
Oh,
don't
okay, just because it's too small. I'm really Mr.
know.
Stupid tonight.
Great.
Sorry about that. Oh, Chris, did you hear us speak about JDK 25?
Yep, I heard it. It's
So,
official.
do you have any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Chris, despite the late hours for you.
You're welcome.
And by the way, congrats on being elected the Jenkins documentation officer.
Thanks.
Now, let's go to container image update for the Jenkins controller. So the LTS 2.528.2 was released already 3 weeks ago. And I think last week I saw a release candidate for the .3 appearing. And the next release, the official release, would be on the 10th December. And Chris, once again, you are the release lead, and I think Hervé was the previous release lead. So thank you so much for
Um, yeah, we have a new co-lead this time. I think her name is Shalini. We're working together, so
that. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Well done. So already, always cool to have some people showing up and doing the work. And if they are new, that's super cool. Now,
Yep.
for the weeklies, we had 3 weeklies in the last 2 weeks, which doesn't add up most of the time. So, 2 weeks, 3 weekly releases. What happened? Mark, I can't remember if it was you or Damien who spotted that, but the 537 failed to connect SSH build agent. We found workarounds since then, but nonetheless, the group decided to build a new weekly release to solve the problem, right?
Right, right. Yeah, so less than 24 hours after 2.537, it was a terrible enough regression that we absolutely had to do another weekly release. We did, and it's solved, but now we've got to do the analysis to understand why Apache Commons IO 2.21.0 caused a breaking change. And we've got to do that so we can help them fix the breaking change in their
Oh,
library. We don't understand, and it's a lot of work to do that kind of bisect inside a library, but for their benefit and ours, we've got to do it.
cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool if you can help another project along the way. Of course, we have to because we depend on it, but nonetheless, in these last weeklies, nothing major, despite except for the problem that you just told us about, Mark. Just dependency update for update CLI and UB9 versions. Now, for the Jenkins agent, I haven't seen any release for the SSH agent, so it's been a few weeks since the last version. And for the Docker agent, we had a new remoting version. So we have new versions, new releases for the Docker agent itself. In these updates, we only saw some bumps on the Jenkins remoting, the Debian Trixie, UB9, Update CLI, and Action checkout. But one bug fix, sorry, which is the accept remoting up containing spaces. That was a pull request that was there for a few months, and which got finally merged, which is pretty cool. And the change that could bother some people is that the entry point, the Jenkins agent now requires bash instead of sh. And I even don't know, I didn't have a look at how they did that with the Alpine agent. I guess they installed Ash or even Bash, as this is possible. But I think most of the end users won't even spot it. Would any one of you have any comment, remark, or question about that?
Yeah, so the discussion around that one was related to does a test failure from the Kubernetes plugin that was depending
Oh,
on a
yeah.
derivation of our agent image, not the actual agent image itself. It was using, I think it was using the script from the agent or something like that. So the oddity there was a rather obscure case. We don't expect our actual users to encounter it.
Yeah,
Now,
I saw
I
a pretty
wanted to go
heated
back a
conversation,
little
but
in your
yeah.
agenda.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Go
Just
ahead.
wind back a little to the changes in recent weeklies.
Yep.
So one of the significant changes in recent weeklies is actually involved a project that you led a year ago. Content
Uh-oh.
security policy is now in Jenkins Weekly.
Oh,
It's
how come I didn't
optional.
see that?
It's
Yeah.
optional, but content security policy can now be easily enforced, and there is an administrative monitor that will show the user, hey, and recommend you really should enforce this, uh, and in Jenkins Core, so it can be easily enforced in Jenkins Core without requiring a separate plugin.
Okay.
And that's a result of literally years of work from the Jenkins security team, from you, Bruno, from Basil Crow, from Shlomo Dahan, from Yaroslav Afankin.
Yaroslav.
Think
Yeah,
of all the people that have been part of that, and of course from Daniel Beck and Kevin Garoj.
yeah, of course. But I didn't see that in the note, so I don't know if it wasn't there or if I just didn't see it clearly.
I
But that's
think if
something major, yeah.
yeah, it is. So drop back
Oh, it's
to.
yeah, okay. It's not in the notes of the Docker
Oh no,
image,
right. The
but of
container
course it's in
images
the
don't.
notes.
Right. You'd have to go to the changelog, and the changelog should show it.
Oh, of course, my bad. So back to changelog. Do. Let's search for CSP.
So
Okay.
540 makes a correction to it. 539 allows it to be configured. Yeah, so it was 539 and 540.
Okay. I will change the note later on. Thanks a lot for letting me know, Mark. I just didn't see it coming.
Hey, congratulations on arrival of something that you contributed to very nicely. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Now on to the work in progress on images. I didn't see anything regarding the controller itself. As for the Docker agent, there is the long-running PR. It's still in draft mode, so no hurry. Uh, in order to run each JDK test in parallel. Thank you, Hervé, for working on that. Now, for the Docker SSH agent, we have something pretty new, which is the add preserve host key tips, and it's just a modification of the readme.md, so no change whatsoever for the end user, if I'm not mistaken. It's just, yeah, that's just on readme.md, explaining our users how to keep their existing keys without having to regenerate them. And the other one, it's work by Hervé, the adding of Windows 2025 images for the Docker SSH agent. It's not too bad Hervé isn't there, but it's not as easy as I thought it would be. I thought we just would have to change 2019 into 2025 and that it would work out of the box. It's not that easy anymore. And I think Hervé is struggling with some PowerShell issues. But why are we transitioning from 2019 to 2025? The thing is, it's not well supported anymore. It will be 2 years in January that it's not officially supported as mainstream. I think Microsoft is still bringing in some security fixes here and there, but no new feature. And so that's why we have to move on to the Windows Server 2025. So we'll have, I don't know how long it will be supported, but we're still in 2025. So it should be at least, I don't know, 3 years, 5 years. I should have done my homework, but that's why we are moving to 2025. So we are in a period of transition. So we still have the 2019, we still have the 2022, and we're working on the 2025. But I think that in the long run, we will get rid of the 2019, 2022, and just keep the 2025. If I understood correctly what Damien and Hervé told us earlier in the infra team meeting. Thank you for confirming, Mark. Well, any remark, question, comment on what we've just seen? No? Okay, great. I won't steal much more of your time. Just wanted to tell a few words about RISC-V because that's been a hobby of mine for quite a few years. I used to say months, but frankly, I think I started playing with RISC-V for Jenkins in 2023 at the very beginning, or even at the end of 2022, because we demonstrated, I think, Jenkins agent on RISC-V in FOSDEM 2023. So it's been quite a while. And my tests are not extensive, but we do know that Jenkins agent work flawlessly, at least for my use cases, on RISC-V. It's been the case for quite a while. Thanks to Temurin, by the way, because they've been supplying us with a recent version of the JDK, even early access ones, for the RISC-V ecosystem. So we know it works. And what I wanted to do is to get Jenkins to work as a controller on RISC-V, which we did last year or even the year before. So that's not a problem at all. The thing that was blocking me is that we were waiting for a Docker version of RISC-V, because we can't say that Jenkins runs on RISC-V, but we supply images for lots of other platforms every week. AMD 64, ARM 64, PPC 64LE, S319X, and why not RISC-V? We were not supplying because nobody asked for it, but also because we had no way to test it. To test it, we would have needed a Jenkins agent somewhere with the recent version of Docker, able to run some tests, and that would allow us to prove that it works for RISC-V on Docker. That was not possible until a few weeks ago. So now we have a board running Docker 29 something and running Jenkins images without any problems so far. We are still far from being able to supply Jenkins agents running on RISC-V for the Jenkins infra. We don't have time for that, and nobody asked for it. But we are not that far, at least from my point of view, from making RISC-V a first-class citizen for Jenkins. At least that's my belief. And whenever the infra team and the rest of the Jenkins maintainers have some time to make it a reality, but for the time being, it's cool just being a dream of mine and not something that is production ready, I would say. Well, I'm done with my rant. Any questions or comments about RISC-V or other architectures?
Oh, I saw you had done a blog post on LinkedIn doing RISC-V, so
Yeah,
looks good.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I have maybe too much free time on my hand these days, so I experiment quite a lot with RISC-V, and I had a few machines waiting for a good distro to appear, and now that is possible. We have Armbian, strange name for something running on RISC, but nonetheless, working for some of my boards. I have boards with 16 gigabyte of RAM, so I can build some things. And yeah, I even found a GitHub runner, reverse engineered GitHub runner source that compiles on RISC-V. So now I can add some GitHub runners on my machines so I can recompile Docker client, Docker engine, Docker Compose, Docker BuildX, Docker C agent, and Node.js 24.11.1, and OpenSCAD, and lots of other. Once you have a GitHub runner, you can build just about every open source software that lies on GitHub. So why not? Yeah, I've been having tons of fun with this platform. I have to confess. Thank you for listening to my rant, folks. The recording should be available 24 to 48 hours from now on YouTube, and we should see each other 2 weeks from now. Yes, not Christmas time yet. Mark, I think there is some kind of a break for the Jenkins ecosystem, or at least for its maintainer. So when will that happen?
So 2 weeks, the 2 week break in the release schedule will happen in LTS will happen December 10. For the next LTS, we will choose the next LTS baseline December 10. And then 6 weeks later, 6 weeks later will be the actual release. So 4 weeks after that, so the 2 week break happens between December 10 and January 7.
Okay, got it. Thank you,
So,
Mark.
and the exact dates will probably turn off weekly builds the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's.
Gotcha. So let me just have a quick look at the agenda. So we should see each other on the 16th of December. And I guess, Mark, I'm sorry, I just can't modify the Jenkins calendar. Would you be able to cancel the 30th of December platform SIG meeting?
Done.
Thank you so much, Mark. So let's see each other 2 weeks from now. And until then, have fun with Jenkins. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me find, yeah, always difficult to find the right button.